Mostly iPhone.
So yeah, Android, Google came out and said, hey, Android N, you know what the N stands for?
It's not Nutella.
Nougat. It's what?
It's not Nutella.
It should have been, although I guess the Nutella people were like, pay us. But anyway, I guess no one owns the copyright to Nougat. Maybe like
Nougat
Snickers
people.
has. Snickers probably has like a nice chunk of Nougat. But anyway, that's what the new OS is called.
Open source.
Nougat.
Nougat is Creative Commons.
Right off the bat, I want to talk to Google right now. I got a bone to pick with you, Google, and I get it. I get it. You let me load Nougat onto my Nexus 6P, and I thank you for the opportunity to test drive your beta software. But we've got some problems. Number one, so overall, it is a good experience. It's Nougat. I mean, it's delicious, right? It's delicious.
There's nothing wrong with Nougat.
No one's ever been like, ugh, this cake has Nougat in it.
Can we just specify, too, that Nougat can be purchased 2 blocks away? This is not a plug for that store. There's a great World Food Market.
You're in the pocket of Big Nougat.
Exactly. Big Nougat's asking us. But I thought about buying a bunch of nougat to bring on, because they make some delicious types of nougat around the world with nuts and fruit and what have you.
All right, I'm going to eat my hand right now.
Yeah,
I'm
So
starving.
this encourages
I think
people
Froyo was the last dessert we had in here for an OS launch.
No, Kit Kat.
Do we have Kit Kats in here?
You mean actual... What do you say?
Brian Bennett brought Froyo for everyone when he was with HTC for the launch.
Okay, 4 people know what you're talking about.
That's a long time ago.
Well, that's when I was Android.
But I would say if this raises a little bit more awareness about the deliciousness of certain types of nougat.
Yeah, dude, the nougat veil has been lifted.
Yeah.
So wait, back to my yelling at Google. So like I said, it really is. They've sped up Marshmallow. God, you can't sound cool at all talking about Android OSs.
You really sound masculine.
I sound like a maniac. So anyway, Marshmallow I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Nougat, so far so good. I have a big problem with the fact that like if I have Wi-Fi on and I leave a Wi-Fi area, the 4G radio, the LTE radio, like doesn't turn on. And I have to like cycle airplane mode for it to pick up LTE again. Which is just like,
annoying.
come on.
Bizarre beta bugs.
Maybe it's like, why is this still a thing? Why is that still a thing? It could just be me. I haven't Googled it or anything. I just noticed it today.
It could also be another app you have installed that may be conflicting.
No, that is not the answer. It is Nougat.
So you actually have no other app on your phone.
No.
Is Nougat self-aware where you could ask it that directly and it could start to coalesce an answer?
Let's do it. Let's try it out.
Nougat.
Okay, Google. Why are you doing this thing with Nougat right now? It's just searching what I just said.
Ask Siri.
Is it called Nougat because maybe all the chunks of nuts and fruit are like the little things they're integrating into the I'm overthinking it.
Anyway.
It's because they didn't have to pay for the rights.
While Scott enjoys the rest of his acid trip.
It's delicious.
You have anything else to say about Android Nougat, you guys?
Well, you've got to play with this.
I know.
It
is good. Like, so if you're worried about features, the Doze mode, you know what Doze is? Doze is this like remarkable sleep battery conservation technology they put in, or software rather, they put in Marshmallow. It worked amazing. You would leave the phone sitting still overnight. In 10 hours, you would get like maybe 3 to 4% battery drain, which is like unheard of. Apparently now it's new and improved. I haven't noticed much more of a saving, but I mean, if you go overnight and only lose about 5% battery, like that's kind of remarkable.
Any other standouts?
They allow you to reply in notifications, which is just basic stuff. It really isn't a cosmetic redesign. It's just more of like a zippier performance, under the hood sort of stuff.
Will it work on like what version hardwares will it go back to? Like how far back?
I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Is Assistant working on that now? Like, have you tried any chatbot assistant stuff in messages?
I just use the regular Google person, whoever she is. She's lovely.
She's around.
She's around. She responds to OK Google.
There's like that. Like, did instant apps ever show up in any meaningful way? That was something they kept talking about.
I feel like that's a developer thing.
That's
right?
a developer thing.
They have to get on that if they want that to be a thing.
Yeah, it's the question is like, how do you? That's the biggest question to me is like when you have these like how best to appreciate. We're gonna have this question with iOS 10.
Yeah.
How best to appreciate like all the new features.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Show up.
We'll have to see how it shakes out.
Carlos seems to be fond of the name Nougat, and he's happy with the brand name.
Right.
Carlos from the chat. I just got a ping about it.
Yeah. Excellent.
It's less. It is kind of less cutesy. It's just more weird and gross.
Nougat.
Nougat.
Okay, we're just back. We're talking about.
We're talking about just talking about a name.
Yeah.
Just talking about some nougat.
Nutella would have worked better for me. There's really no other candies or desserts.
I mean, Nesty, but they're big. They're a bigger brand.
Licensing thing. All right.